What's going on, everybody? I hope that everyone is doing well. I got to put my hat up. Um, Thank you for everyone that is on live today, that is on the live, and thank you to those that will be coming on the replay. Today, we are talking about stop being afraid of change. All right. And before we get into that, I'm going to drop some resources down below in the chat before we get into this topic today. Give me 1 minute. I'm going to put these in the chat. And I got to get better at having these like beforehand. I have so much stuff I try to like put out and put together. It can be a lot. So I'm super, super duper excited to come on here and talk to you guys about change and how we can create change and be comfortable with change. So I'm dropping some resources down below in the chat. And then as we continue to move forward in today, I will have further information later on. But if you have any questions while we are going through this, be more than likely to help you and drop a question down below in the chat. So let me cut that out. All right, let's get into it. So stop to create change. My first question is, how many of you have struggled with change? I just want you to think about that mentally. How many of you have struggled with change, with moving into a new area? Maybe it's a new job. Maybe it's a new apartment. Maybe it's a new house. Maybe you're going off to college for the first time and you're feeling like, how do I create change? How do I make change happen in my life? How do I move from A to B to Z when it comes to creating change? And here's the thing. I've been reading this book. I actually just read it last night because my mom had the book, but it's called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. And it's literally like the shortest book in the world. It's like a page each. And what I found, one of the things that I found in this book was about testing and how life really tests you in a lot of different ways. So when it comes to change, a lot of people think like, oh, I can't make change, or oh, I cannot create change, or change is hard for me to adjust to. And the reality is, yeah, change can be challenging, change can be difficult, change is not always a comfortable thing. However, when we learn to accept that there are specific things that we cannot change about life, you learn to adapt. You learn to look at the situation and adapt. And so here's the thing that I've learned regarding change. Life is really like a test. And a lot of people say that, but then when they get in certain situations, it becomes really hard for them to adjust to the change. So what if you took change as just a test of a new piece of environment, right? So if you think that, changing or how to stop being afraid of change, if you're looking at change as fear, then that is when you will start to resist change. And then it'll get worse and worse and worse because you're resisting it. So how do we stop being afraid of change as we acknowledge that it's there? It's almost like a breakup, or like when you lose a job, or when someone stops becoming your friend. It becomes very painful at first. So change is like the same way. It becomes very painful. But if we learn to accept the fact that, hey, okay, this is where I'm at right now. This is what I'm dealing with currently right now. And if I'm able to take this situation and then turn it around to be something positive. So if, for example, when I first got to Florida State, because I actually attend Florida State, I'm in my junior year. Senior year. I'm a senior, not a junior. That was a piece of change for me. I had never been on a large campus like that. I had never been in a class with hundreds of people before. So I had to kind of understand, like, how am I going to be able to do this? What does this look like? What does it look like to be in a place that I've never been in before? So when I realized that I needed some help, I went to go and get counseling. So my point is that when you are going through a change, you have to remember to reflect back on, why am I here? And how can I then move to the next step? Right. So for many of you that maybe you want to start a business, or maybe you're in a new job and you're understanding the new curriculums and things, a lot of times when we have change, we automatically have fear, right? Or we get scared or we get anxious because it's our body is telling us, oh no, this is new, we can't do this. Because the one thing that I've learned is that your mind is not really here to serve you. Your mind and your brain is here to protect you. So when you step into a situation that you've never been in before, your brain is like, hold on, I can't do this. So in order for you to get through the change, you have to stop resisting it and acknowledge that it is there. And that is one of the, I think, the fastest ways to grow, is when we acknowledge that pain is actually there sometimes, struggle is there sometimes, change is there sometimes. But in order for us to stop being afraid of change, we have to learn that we have to acknowledge it. We have to see it as what it is. And sometimes when we create change and we look at change in a better light, when we look at change in a way that is happy, in a way that makes you feel good, in a way that's exciting, that is when you can start to see the positive results. So if you're a type of person where you're like, I don't love change. And a lot of people say that, no, I don't like change. But change is something that you can't control, because even if you're driving and you're going down the road and you turn right and you meant to go straight, you still have to go and make a U-turn down the other street to go back to go on the street that you originally meant to go on. So that's a piece of change. You're constantly evolving every single day, and you're changing as a person. So maybe let's say you've been in a relationship and you just got out of that relationship and now it's a changing moment. And maybe you're afraid to be alone, or you're afraid of, you won't find another person like that person, which you won't, because every person is different. But the point is that in order to create change, we must acknowledge the fact that we have no choice but to change. We have no choice but to evolve every day. And so when we take the practices every single day to evolve and to grow, and we understand that change is a part of the life process, when we go through what I read in this little book right here, it talks about being, one of the chapters was about testing, and to understand that it's not about life being hard. It's more so that life is giving you an exam. And it's either you take the exam and you say, okay, well, I accept this exam. Even if I don't do well on this exam, I still accept the fact I have to take it. Or you look at it from the other side and you say, well, this is an exam and I may not know exactly what's going to happen, but I'm going to take this anyway. Because I know that even though this may change the outcome of how I do in this class or how I do on this specific exam, I know that down the road, there's going to be another change of positivity. So if we look at life and we look at our circumstances, that when we change, we actually become a better human being. We actually grow when we become a changed being. When we evolve every day, that's how we learn. So if you're getting some value out of this live or you're on the replay, smash the like button. If you are getting some value on how to stop being afraid of change, smash the like button. It helps out the channel a lot. So again, when we recognize change is honestly not bad. And some people may say, well, you don't know my circumstance. You don't know my situation. I'm going through this. I'm going through that. I have a lot of things happening right now. And of course, I have no clue what you're going through, but I do know that when you are going through a horrible period, there's always going to be a period that is greater. Because here's the thing, you can't have good without bad, right? It's like yin and yang, right? You have high energy, you have low energy, right? Just like the sun, right? Like the sun is out right now, but we have to have nighttime too. So everything has a corresponding partnership, if you want to say. Everything is in the way that it should be. You have to have darkness to have light. You have to have lightness to have darkness. And that might be something that God or the universe or what do you believe in, purposely created. But it also comes into our society, right? You have to have software that works in order to get things running. You have to have Wi-Fi that connects to different phones and devices in order to get things running. So it's the same way when it comes to change. Change is not just something that we just, randomly have to deal with. There's always going to be good and bad things with change. You can't necessarily get rid of that. So once we become accepting of change, once we realize that change is there, and once we heal from, the change, and what I mean by healing is not necessarily like you're healing from a wound, but you're understanding that change is something that is a process that you have to go through. There is no, there's no rejecting change. You have to have that. And the more that you resist change, the more that change continues to pressure on you. So have you ever had like something that you had to do and you just blew it off? You're like, I'm not going to do that. I have to wash laundry today. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I have to do, taxes or whatever, and I'm not going to do it. But then eventually at some point in time, the taxes, the assignment, the laundry, whatever it is, it continues to plug in your mind because you have not accepted it. And instead of you accepting change or accepting, that you have to get out your comfort zone to do something different, you're so caught up in, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it, that pressure of change is continuing to be put on you. So the fastest way of how to stop dealing with this pressure of change and this insecurity with change is accepting it. Accepting that change is a part of your process. Change is a part of growth. So some of you may have lost a job, for instance, which, that is a change. But think about it like this. Maybe you lost that job because the job no longer served you. Maybe you lost the job because you were already working on your side business. Maybe you lost the job because there was somewhere else that you were supposed to be, some other state, some other city, some other, place that you've applied for. And that's where you truly want to be. That's where your heart feels called to be at. So sometimes when we go through these ups and these downs and these levels of change, it's not because we're bad people, or it's not because someone didn't like us or someone broke up with us or we're this horrible person. It's because it shifts you into a new dynamic. And today, actually, I talked to an ex of mine, well, the only ex that I've had, actually. And when we were speaking, I remembered at that time when the breakup was bad. I remember at the time when, like I said, when I first started going to Florida State, all those changes, and they were all uncomfortable, right? So change is never something that's completely 100% comfortable. It's something that you have to grow into. It's something that you have to acknowledge that change is there, and we cannot change our experiences. We have to go through those painful times. So if you're going through maybe a breakup, you lost your job or whatever, there's always something that is learned. And from the conversation that I had today with my ex, right, with my friend, now my friend, is that you have to depart yourself from other people, even friends that I no longer speak to. You have to depart yourself from other people, right? There's a girl, as the plane flies over, there's a girl that I went to high school with, and I'm actually meeting up with her this week. She has a baby. She's married now. Her life is completely different from when we were in school. But here's one of the things that I've learned is that sometimes when you're really close with someone, me and her, we were really, really close. And then over time, she got married, she had kids, and I was like, oh, I don't talk to her anymore. Oh, I miss talking to her anymore. And shout out to Caitlin if she's watching this, because she said she watches some of my content. So what's up? One of the things that I realized was change happens. And we break apart from people because we're shifting into another area of our life. And one of the things I will say is that if you're a person that, I'm a very intimate person. I love people. I love connecting with people. I love getting to know new people. I'm very much a people person. And sometimes when I make friends and I'm really connected to someone, when that person and me no longer become friends, or, we're just distant, life happens, you grow up, right? You shift in different directions. Sometimes I get a little down. Like, I'm like, I don't know how to be like comfortable with this, especially if I had a close bond with them, right? And if you feel this, make sure you smash the like button so I can know that you understand what I'm saying right now. Resonate, drop a comment down below, because that's one of the things that I've had a struggle with. But I realized over time that, you know what, when you are going through a changing period and that other person is going through a changing period, we're all growing together. So there's no separation because we're all growing together. So if you think about it, when you lose a friend or you lose, a job or whatever it is, 9 times out of 10, it's not you all the time, right? It's not you. It's not someone else. It is the fact that you guys have to grow together. And sometimes growth has to happen apart. So when you have change in your life and you don't know how to get through, you don't know how to maneuver or go around, it just means that there's a time for change, there's a time for growth. I was reflecting today, being in college and in my senior year right now, and how many friends I've come across, how many people I've come across, how many people I have connected with and now no longer speak to. And I had to really sit and think about that, like, wow, like there's a lot of people that I used to be really connected to, and now we've lost each other over time. And I just had to really think about that, like, that's how life is. And like, people that you do want around you again, or people that you want to reconnect with again, the universe will bring that back together. Okay. So if you're really big into law of attraction, I'm big into law of attraction, I want you to check out Sparkle Marie. Just type in Sparkle Marie on YouTube, because she's one of the people that I've started learning about when I studied the law of attraction. And one of the things that I've learned is the concept of resistance, and understanding that when we face change, sometimes we're so ignorant to actually wanting to accept the fact that the change is actually happening, that we actually cause more pain on ourselves. So if you have a friend right now, or you have, a person at your job, or maybe it was a lover of yours, or maybe you're divorced or something like that, and you're afraid of going through change, I say this all the time, especially if you're into the law of attraction, you must understand that, in order to receive the blessings that you want to receive, you must accept the fact that change is going to happen in your life. You must accept the fact that they're gone. Immediately, like right when you feel that emotion of sadness, of depression, you must accept right there and then that it has happened. And the perfect example to use this, I don't know why, but the perfect example is relationships. For some reason, for some odd, strange reason, in relationships, we always deny the fact that this person is no longer here or no longer available. We completely try to ignore that. We ignore the fact that, sometimes it's easy for us to understand we've lost our job as the plane flies over. I can't help that, guys. I live near the airport. So we lose the fact that we completely disregard that change has happened, or that person's left us. And here's the thing. The quicker that we learn to accept change, the faster our manifestations and our blessings will come. The faster that our healing will come when you accept change. You lost a job? Oh, well. You cannot go back to that job anymore. That person got up and divorced and left you? Oh, well. That was their decision, right? Because it's easy when we make decisions, when we decide, I'm not going to do this anymore, I'm leaving, I'm done, right? When we decide to resign from a job, when we decide to, not attend that college, or we decide to, not move to that city, it's easy when we make change. But it's always harder when other people that we're involved with, other places that we're at, create change, and we're in a different situation. That is when it gets harder, because now it's not about you, right? I mean, sorry, it's not about you. It's about them now. It's about them changing and moving and making things shift and be different. And thank you so much, Purple 28. You're so welcome. If you guys have any questions, you can drop them down in the chat below. If you're watching the replay, you can also ask questions down below in the comments, because I do go and respond back to people in my comments. I also take the questions that you guys give in the comments as topics to make later on. So if you have questions, drop them in the chat, or if you're watching the replay, drop them in the comments, and I will go back and look through them at a later time. So here's the thing. The one thing I want you to remember when it comes to change. Change is awesome, because change helps you to be a better person. Change helps you to learn to be the best that you can be. And it's hard in the moment. You don't want to accept change. But here's the thing that I've learned, even with my own channel, is that it's okay to change my content, right? So if you run a business, or you're running a brand, or you're like me and you're trying to turn your brand, not even trying, you're turning your brand into a business, and you're slowly but surely learning along the way, and you're afraid of creating new content, you're afraid of changing, but you really want to talk about certain things, put it out there. Because I've said this before, my YouTube channel is really about helping you in multiple different ways as the viewer. But I also want you to become a part of the Owning Purpose family. I'm talking so fast today. So I want you to become a part of the Owning Purpose family. So make sure you subscribe as well if you really love this content, to stick around, and turn on the notification bell so you can get more videos or more YouTube lives like this one. But here's the thing. You're going to be afraid to create change, to make change, right? It's not going to be comfortable. But sometimes you have to go deep down and believe in yourself. Believe that there's always another door. There's always another place of greatness. And one of the things that I can definitely say as far as change, and it kind of goes along with failure, I always say that at some point, failure will give up. So if you're going through a challenging time right now with change, change is going to give up. And what I mean by that is change will not always be around. You're changing every day. You're growing and evolving. But what I mean is negative change. Change that you don't want to happen in your life. Change that you don't want to accept or face. That change, that sucky change, is not going to last long. And if you're going through that right now, you're feeling like, I don't know how to change. I don't know how to get through this. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to get to the next level. I'm stuck in this situation. Understand that change is not there to hurt you. It's there to build you. It's just a test. It's like, if you didn't go to college, maybe it's like a job, or maybe it's whatever it is for you. Change is not the end of the world. And I think a lot of people think that change is this bad thing, and they hold themselves back because they don't accept the reality that it's already here. I was having a conversation with my dad a couple of days ago, and we were talking about a situation happening with me. And he was breaking down, some stuff for my finances and things like that. I'm not going to talk about all of that on here, but the whole point of that was change is about to happen in my life. And you have to look at it as, and this is what I looked at it. I looked at it as, oh, you know what? It's change, but I'm actually excited to grow. I'm actually excited to learn about this, like, real adulthood. I'm actually excited and I told him, I was like, I'll be calling you and mom and asking you guys for advice. You have to get happy about change, because you know that at some point, change is not always going to last forever. And change is something that we must do every single day in order to grow. Don't think that change is horrible. Stop saying that, oh, this is bad, or, oh, and stop cursing your life. You know, a lot of you guys are cursing your life and you don't even know it. You're saying, oh, this is horrible. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is a horrible thing. This is the worst thing that could ever happen. This is the worst this. This is the worst that. That's not the truth. That's not the truth. Change is something that must happen, but it's also a good thing, and it takes you to the next level in your life. Can you take your dog, please? Yeah, guys, I'm getting all types of distracted here, but the whole point is that change is, what do they say? They say it's inevitable. You can't change, right? It's something that you cannot change. Change will happen for you every day. You will get up and you will go to your job, and your job will require something new. You will get up and go somewhere else, and it will require something new. Change is never going to leave you. So the faster that you learn to accept the change that is in your life, the faster you will then begin to heal. You will begin to open up your life and see different things. So today, that is really what I want to talk about. Is I think a lot of people right now, from coming in from 2020 to today, there's a lot of change still happening in the world. You know, even speaking of COVID and everything that's going on, change is something that is going to always be here. And if we go through another pandemic, are you going to be a person that is going to struggle with change? Or are you going to be a person who's going to accept change? Are you going to be a person that's going to continue to deny that these things are happening? Or are you going to sit and say, okay, what can I do to make this a better situation? Or how can I use this to grow, evolve, and stretch? Okay, I don't really feel like doing this. It's kind of annoying, but how can I become a better version of myself? So that's how you become a great change maker in the world for your own life. It's not easy, and I can be honest and vulnerable. I'm not very comfortable with change all the time. It's kind of annoying, but I'm also a person that when I'm in a situation I know that I need to take responsibility for, I go ahead and I do it. Even if I'm a little lazy, or if I don't do it directly on time. That's like all of us, right? We run on our own time. It's still important to know that creating change is not a bad thing. Creating change is an awesome thing. And as long as you continue to learn that creating change can help you get to the next level, and you stop being afraid of change and start seeing it as a test, start seeing it as a challenge, as a battle, start using the word challenge instead of this is so hard. Because if you say, oh, this is challenging, that means you have a way around it. You can do something with it. But if you say, oh, this is hard, then it stops you because your brain is now like, I need to protect you because this is so hard, this is challenging, right? So, or it's hard and it's not, you can't do it, it's not possible. So don't believe in that notion. And so here's the thing. If you're a person right now and you're watching this live or you're watching the replay and you're struggling to create change, maybe you want to self-reflect back on yourself and try to think about, why is change such a hard thing for me? Why is change so challenging? Why can't I just accept that this change has happened? I want you to get the free ebook. It's called The Start to Discovering Your Own Purpose. And I have it right here in the chat. It's called Get Your Free Ebook. You can click the link and get the free ebook right now, like today, like it's completely free. That book, it really outlines, and I wanted to create a book for you. You may have come across this channel and you're not really into knowing what your purpose is. Or maybe you already know what it is and you're already working towards it. And that's okay. But I made this book so that you can self-reflect on your life. You can self-reflect on, what does change mean to me? You can dive into your interest. Do I want to change my career? Do I want to change, the guy that I'm with right now because maybe he's not someone that I actually really want to truly be with. Maybe he's not spiritually designed for me. So if you want to know how to really tune into yourself, if you want to know how to discover your purpose, or maybe you feel like a spiritual change is coming up in your life. And if that's the case, I want you to go back and watch the last video that I made about awakening your true self. because that goes really, really deep into how can you start to self-reflect on yourself. But if you don't want to watch any videos and you want to take a look at some information about me, also just some information of how to start to discover your purpose, make sure you get the free ebook that's right down below in the links. It's also in the description box. You can get that book today. Now, the reason why I encourage you to get that book is because I am coming out with an anxiety and overthinking course. If you struggle with anxiety, and I'm not talking about taking prescriptions, because that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to help you mentally change your mind frame so you can stop being a person that is thinking that you're an overthinker, because you're not an overthinker and you're not an anxious person. So this course is designed to help you to not be an anxious person or overthinking. And I'm not saying this course is not a, one time done, you're good. This course is created to help you to get to the next level of your life, to see things from a different perspective. And the only way that you will get information about that course is if you get the new free ebook, The Start to Discovering Your Own Purpose. Plus, the Start to Discovering Your Own Purpose free ebook that I've created, it also helps you to get a good understanding of who you are and where you are right now in your life. Because here's the thing about owning your purpose and discovering your purpose. It's a lifelong journey. It's not something that you do 1, 2, or 3 times and then you're just done. Your purpose is you're constantly evolving. So just like with change, it's the same thing in your purpose. You're always growing. Because here's the thing. Each and every one of us are here for one specific idea. We have, yes, an umbrella of purposes, right? But we all are here for one main thing. So if you don't know about me, just a little bit about me just to share. My name is 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐢𝐻𝐿. I am a motivational speaker. I am a social media content creator, and I'm also a purpose coach. And my design is to help you to take your gift and to turn it into your purpose. And with that, then you can take your purpose and turn it into your profit. But my main design for this channel is to help you to discover your gift and to own your purpose in life through personal growth, breaking down those limiting beliefs, and growing spiritually, because we need all 3 of those things to own our purpose in life. So if you really love this live today, or you're watching the replay and you love this stuff, make sure that you get the free ebook today. You can also go down below and get my link tree. If you click on the link tree, I offer one-on-one coaching, which is also down below in the description box. So if you go down below in the description box, you'll see a sentence or a word, but you'll see getting coaching sessions or coaching sessions link for my Calendly, and I have a Google Form sheet. You can fill out either one of those, because with either one of those, it comes to my email if you want to connect with me just on a deeper level, doing a Zoom call or whatever you're comfortable with. Preferably, I do a one-on-one coaching on Zoom. So if you want to do that, go down below in the description box. All my resources are down there, and you can get everything or whatever you feel comfortable getting. But at the end of the day, if you are ready to break down limiting beliefs, lack beliefs, if you are tired of talking negative to yourself and just not being good to you, right? If you're tired of struggling with personal beliefs, if you're struggling with your spirituality growth, this channel is exactly for you, because you have a purpose, you have a calling in life, you have a meaning, and there's someone in this world that needs to hear from you, that wants to hear from you. And I'm here to help you realize what your gift is so that you can start to discover your own purpose for your own life. And the best way to do that is to start by getting the Start to Discover Your Own Purpose today. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for coming on this live today. Thank you for those who are watching the replay. Make sure you smash that like button if you got some value out of this. Make sure you hit that notification bell and subscribe so that you're alarmed every single week when I come out with YouTube lives and I come out with videos. I drop videos every Friday and Saturday. Lately, it's been a Friday or a Saturday because I've been extremely busy with school. Haven't had much time, but I really do want to dedicate lives every single Sunday to come on YouTube Live. So if you love the content that you heard here, make sure that you hit that notification bell, you hit the subscribe button, and you like this video, because when you like the video, it really helps this channel and helps other people who need to learn how to change and stop being afraid of change to create a better life of acceptance of change. So if you like that today, make sure you go down below in the description box, get all of the resources that are down below, whatever you feel comfortable getting. Remember, like I said, you can get the free ebook today. You can also do one-on-one coaching with me down below in the description box. And with that being said, enjoy your Sunday and have fun watching the Super Bowl. I don't really care who wins, to be honest, but if you're going out or you're having fun today, just be safe and prepare yourself for the week. And just know that you're great, okay? You can create change today, all right? All my resources, again, are down below in the description box. I will see you guys in the next live. Peace.